जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ಲಕ್ನೋ ಜಂಕ್ಷನ್
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೆಗೆ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
Well, I guess when all things are tallied up, Mumbai fans will be the happier than the Hyderabad ones. Well, Hyderabad lost a lot of wickets in a clump, but they seem to have gotten to a score which, well, they look back 3 days and say, well, there was another team that defended, score lesser than this, so maybe we could do it. But they got to 173 on the back of some rag-hard action by Captain Pat Cummins, who came in and said, well, I guess I have to do it with a bat as well. 35 not out of 17, while the rest of the team would be disappointed with their effort today. But Mumbai will be very happy with theirs. The captain, Hardik Pandya, picked up 3, and young Piyush Chawla picked up 3 as well. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Lisa Sthalekar and Shaun Pollock. You'd have to say, Lisa, that it's definitely Mumbai who are the happier right now, even though it's a little tricky with the chase. But, I mean, they'd be happier with their bowling performance.
Well, given the fact that Hyderabad have been able to post, the most scores over 200, I think, within this IPL.
100 more than this regularly.
Yeah, correct. To be able to keep them down, I do think the pitch didn't play to what everyone thought it was going to. They were able to assess the conditions well, and they bowled really good lines and lengths. And, you know, when you continually pick up wickets and when you get rid of someone like a Travis Head as well, just around the 10-over mark, and you make inroads, it's very hard to kind of, from a partnership point of view, go big at the back end.
Yeah. You know, when we used to play gully cricket, the person who had a bat got to basically bat like 3-4 times. You could just not get him out. Today, it was Travis Head's bat that they were using, right?
Definitely, definitely. But you do get the idea that it's not straightforward, that surface, as you're saying, Lisa, because, I mean, the amount of balls he mistimed. And, I mean, this is a guy who's been in good touch throughout the IPL. You know, he's kind of middled everything. He was inside edging at least 5 or 6. He was obviously got dropped. He was clean bowled and then had a reprieve and came back. So it can't be the easiest surface. And we also saw just stock standard back of a length deliveries, kind of just standing up. So I don't know, maybe 4 more runs more than 169 in the last game on a similar kind of surface might be a little bit more challenging. But I would think Mumbai, after having experienced that, will kind of know how to play this time out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a case of, you know, Mumbai were looking like they could be chasing a lot more.
Correct.
With that start that they got. So they're probably quite happy that they managed to squeeze it back. And then in the end, they would have thought, well, they probably got 20 more than what we wanted.
Yeah, it was... It's a strange one, right? Because Mumbai, at the end of the power play, would have thought we're definitely chasing 200 plus. Then somewhere on the 13th, 14th over mark, they thought, oh, we can keep them to 150. And suddenly Pat Cummins comes and takes them to 170 odd. So that's why I was asking, who'd be happier? Because they've all had little periods of joy. As you can see, for Hyderabad, the start, 56 in the power play. And then those 2 passages of play, 7 to 15, that has completely belonged to Mumbai. Lisa, the middle overs, they have ruled today.
Yeah, firstly because, you know, from 7 to 10... Hyderabad only lost 1 wicket, but they were only able to go at 8.
Yeah.
And then that's where they started to lose wickets in clumps and just couldn't get going. And that's why you see also it's a lot less than run rates compared to every other phase.
Yeah.
But we know the back end is always going to be big. It doesn't matter how many wickets you have left. Edges, nicks, flies over the keeper. Things just seem to happen right at the back end. Mumbai will be happy, yes. They've got to be happy, right? But I actually think Hyderabad will go, absolutely, we're in this. Simply because historically Mumbai have struggled to chase. It's not been a great season for them. So they'll be saying, and no doubt Pat and the coaching staff will be saying, all we have to do is just open the wound slightly of Mumbai, and then they'll feel like they're going down the same path as what they have throughout the whole season.
We talk about this a lot, of how winning is a habit and how when you're losing, that can become a mindset as well. And the wounds of chasing, well, a few runs less than this from a couple of days ago against Kolkata will be fresh. So Pat Cummins will go, just put a little bit of salt on those wounds, just a little bit, and maybe we can shake them up. But let's have a look at the batting effort otherwise for Hyderabad, because this is the much hyped batting lineup, right? We've hyped them up along with, the Knight Riders. They've been getting big scores, but these guys have got very big scores. So when you look at that report card, the batters they'll be disappointed with that. Polly?
Yeah, they would, particularly that middle order. Chawla was superb, wasn't he? To pick up the wicket of Travis Head and Hendrik Klaasen, those would be the two most prized wickets at his age, just to clean them both up. But they kind of lost their way. I think particularly someone like a Klaasen, because he kind of needed just to stick around for 2 or 3 overs and then try and launch, and he could have posted something substantial. But it was saved. The day was definitely saved by Pat Cummins at the back end. He likes batting against this team, and I would venture to say that out of all the RPL teams, he averages the most against Mumbai, because he had that one knock of 60 in the RPL that took place in Abu Dhabi.
When the Knight Riders, when he was with KKR at that time.
So I think this is his personal team of preference that he likes batting.
Chosen opposition.
Exactly.
There was a 14-ball 50 that he headed there. So they had a good day today, but they had to change their strategy today, Lisa, because they would have liked to get a bowler in. And this has not happened to them. So they had to get Sanveer in because Pat needed a partner.
Yeah, they were running out of people. It's something that they've only experienced maybe once or twice this season, whereas their top order and middle have been able to finish off innings or set mammoth totals. So this will be interesting for Pat tactically, how he utilises his assets from a bowling point of view. Because it didn't go to plan.
I always say to you, you've got to be a bit of a spin doctor. When you get into the dressing room, you've got to be like a psychologist who gives them this glimmer of hope. And they'll definitely go into that dressing room saying, listen, guys, we've all batted on that pitch. It wasn't that easy. Travis Head will say, that's probably the hardest surface I've experienced in the RPL. And that kind of talk will be going around. So this 170 might be worth 190, really. And if we field well, that's kind of 200. So come on, we can still do it.
Yeah.
That'll be the kind of talk that'll be going.
We have to give one of those Any Given Sunday kind of talks, which is actually a movie I saw in Sydney. The story for another time. I don't know why I'm digressing into that. It's very tight right now. We're going to go. A lot has happened. For example, the Mumbai bowling. There's a lot of wickets they got, and there's some good reading there for India cricket fans, because Hardik Pandya bowled his 4 overs for 31 runs and picked up 3 wickets. So he's gone well. Young Piyush Chawla, so I like to call him, 4 overs for 33. He's picked up 3 wickets as well. But I think we might just reserve it first for Anshul Kamboj, and we'll get the fast bowler who has captained this team to tell us what you thought of Kamboj.
Yeah, first look, he comes over the top, gets nice seam position. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Munaf Patel, who used to play at obviously at Mumbai when I was there. And that ability on that surface, if you do get someone who's tall, comes over the top and it just hits, it can just stand up on you. Probably should have had 2, but ended up with 1. And he learns the lesson of the no balls. But that's the other thing that you realise when you're in the camp and in those squads for so long, is the guys who are on the side, the only bowling they get is net bowling.
Yeah.
And they're always over the line. They never stay behind the line because no one's checking and it doesn't really matter and it's net practice and whatever. And then they get asked to make the step up. So often you see it. Guys on the side, come in, no ball problem. And he had 2 that gave a couple of free hits. But in general, I like what I saw.
Yeah, and of course the one was Travis Head would have been his first wicket, and that was a no ball, and that was not a close call. That was a no ball, which nobody looked at that replay and said, "Ooh, that's unlucky." That was a proper no ball. And Lisa, I'll ask you about young Piyush Chawla. Geez, this car has got some mileage on it, but it's still running smooth.
It just keeps going and going and going. Just because of his experience, he assesses the conditions really well. And what I like about him is that he still wants the ball in hand. He's still a competitor. It's like, okay, I know I'm not really going to be able to be agile in the field and, save you runs there, but I can still do the job with the ball in hand. Let me show you, let me prove that. And to be able to land the ball and assess the opposition batter and be able to bowl his wrong-uns and different types of deliveries. It's great to see. I wonder how much longer he's going to go. I've been actually also surprised of his power hitting as well.
Yeah.
Like he's whacked a few, straight down the fielder's throat, but, number 9, number 10 gives it a good whack. But yeah, he's still the evergreen.
Yeah, rumour has it he's gone straight through the dressing room, straight up to the owners and said, listen, I got Klaassen out, I got Travis Head out. Can I sign for next year?
Yeah.
Where's my contract? Let me sign.
This is the game probably too.
Exactly.
These guys have been whacking everyone. Hey, hey.
And I got them. I mean, he's been playing cricket since I was in kindergarten, so yeah. And it looks like he'll be playing till, your grandchildren are in kindergarten. That's what Piyush Chawla is looking like. Piyush Mishra is the actor. But Piyush Chawla is looking good for another few seasons. I'll tell you who's looking good today was Hardik Pandya. He basically just broke that middle order, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he must have taken some good confidence from the way he bowled the other night, and he gave another really quality performance there. He's got a good control of his deliveries, obviously. He's got the good variations. And it was the perfect kind of approach. He ran and he hit back of a length. I mean, the approach up front was quite different with Bumrah and Tashera went quite full against those opening batters. But once the guys settled on the length, they realised, okay, hold on, this back of a length is quite difficult to get away. And Hardik was really good at hitting that consistently.
Mumbai will have to take out the trauma of the last few days out of their head, saying, no, we can chase this, we're good enough, we've got the batting lineup that can do it. Remember, they can get an impact sub in as well, so they can get another batter, and they can get just about anyone, because they've only gone with 2 foreign players. So, they've got Dewal Brevis setting, they've got Romario Shepherd, so if there's a little rear guard action required, a few just kind of force it in and get a couple of sixes, you've got the right guys to do that. But that batting lineup is solid. But remember, that batting lineup is up against a very good bowling lineup, but a bowling lineup that has been just a little hampered now because they can't get another bowler in, which would have been their ideal plan. So we'll look at their team now, and it's basically what the team that they went in with. So that's what they have there.
Oh, God forbid they have to play with the 11.
The actual 11, yeah.
There you go.
They can't make a change.
How is that going to happen now? But there you go. They'll see, the thing is that with this kind of total, you're not taking it to the 20th over, right? Pat Cummins is telling his bowlers, saying, we're good enough, we're strike bowlers, we're international bowlers, let's try and get this done as soon as we can. Let's get wickets. We know they're susceptible to losing a few in the power play, so let's get those, because they don't need another bowler. That's a really good bowling lineup anyway.
It is, and also they've probably unearthed or Nitish Reddy bowling some overs, picking up some wickets as well. So he wouldn't have been thought of initially when they started that this guy is going to be consistently in our 11 and providing overs, but he seems to be doing that. He seems to be growing more and more confident with his skill set and to be able to perform at this level. So you kind of add him into the mix and it's almost like they've got 6,
Travis
7.
Head, Matt Bowler.
Oh, yeah, Travis Head as well.
Shabazz,
the man with the golden
Shabazz, Abdul Samad. So they've got
plenty of
resources.
They've got resources. It's just about how Pat Cummins uses them. But you know that they're going to be attacking. They'll be attacking up front because you can't let this Mumbai Indians batting lineup cruise, because they'll cruise to 170. They'll want these 2 points today. They'll want them bad, MI. If you look at the points table, you'll understand why. Because if they don't win today, then it's pretty much an E against their name. So they want to be in there. They want to get that 4th win. For Hyderabad, they don't want to end up at 12 after this game, because that ties them with Lucknow and Chennai. The advantage they had was that they had a game in hand. So you can bet your bottom dollar that they're going to come all guns blazing as well. So this is definitely going to be a very good second half of this game. Advantage? Tough call, huh?
It is. It's a 50-50. I feel like Hyderabad. Slight advantage.
Ooh.
I'm going to go with Mumbai. The only reason I'm going to go with Mumbai is they've had exactly the same chase, basically, a few days ago. And if they haven't learned their lesson about how to go about it, then I'm afraid it'll sum up their season.
You know what they say? There's a saying that you're ready to renovate your house. Like when you do renovations in your house, you're ready to renovate your house as soon as you're done renovating your house. Right? So as soon as you're finished, you're ready. So as soon as you've had a botched chase of 170 is when you're ready for a successful chase of 170. So can Mumbai do that today? Well, we're going to find out, of course, as the day goes. And we're going to come back at the end of the 10th over and check how it's going on Cricbuzz Combox. But before that, remember, the guessing game becomes tough because these guys end up losing wickets. If they lose wickets, then they don't get too many runs. And you know they're going to go hard today. So what's it going to be? Polly, you going first? I have a number in my mind already, so come on.
Ladies first. Come on, Lisa.
Are you like, I want to see where you go.
Where you go with this?
They're taking so long, both of them.
52.
52. Nice.
57.
I was going to say 58, so I can't say that now. So
You
I'll
can.
say it's not fair on him. We have to get him off the mark, right? We can't. So I'll
There's
go.
no chance of that happening.
It'll happen today.
Okay.
I'll take 61.
Wow.
Okay.
There you go.
60 for 1 or 61?
61.
Okay.
Just giving you a little more wiggle room because you're right in the
Yes.
middle otherwise.
Come on.
You don't have too much either ways.
Room for expansion.
Yeah. We've put you in the box. That's what
Back in
we've
the
done.
box.
All right, well, that's it for us. We're going to see you in a little while. Thank you for watching Cricbuzz Live. Bye-bye. Our dinner's waiting. See ya. Bye.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपको अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दें